The call came through at 11:42 p.m. 911, what's your emergency? A small voice, barely above a whisper, crackled through the line. Hi, I don't have an emergency. I just wanted to talk to someone. Paramedic Rachel Evans glanced at her partner, Mark, who raised an eyebrow. She pressed her headset closer. Sweetheart, this line is for emergencies. Are you hurt? Are your parents home? Silence, then a sniffle. They're not here, the voice murmured. I'm alone. Rachel felt a pit form in her stomach. Okay, sweetie, can you tell me your name? Another pause. Jason. Rachel's fingers hovered over the keyboard. Jason, how old are you? 6. Can you tell me where you are? Home. Mark leaned over, frowning at the screen as Rachel pulled up the location data. It was an address in a rundown part of town, the kind of place their team had been to before for overdoses and neglect cases. Jason, can you stay on the line? We're going to come see you, okay? There was a soft shuffle on the other end, then a hesitant, okay. The house stood in eerie silence when Rachel and Mark arrived. Peeling paint, overgrown grass, and a broken porch swing creaked in the wind. There were no lights on inside, just the faint flicker of a street lamp casting long, twisted shadows across the front yard. Rachel knocked gently. Jason, it's the paramedics. Can you open the door? A scuffling sound echoed from inside, followed by the click of locks being fumbled with. The door creaked open just enough for them to see a pair of wide, tired eyes staring up at them. Jason looked smaller than 6, dressed in a stained t-shirt and pajama pants too short for his legs. He clutched a worn stuffed bear in his arms, its fur matted and threadbare. Hey buddy, Mark said softly. Can we come inside? Jason hesitated, then nodded, stepping back. The inside of the house was worse than Rachel feared. Empty beer bottles littered the coffee table, cigarette butts overflowing from an ashtray. The air smelled of stale smoke and something sour. The fridge buzzed softly, but a quick glance inside revealed nothing but a carton of expired milk and a few ketchup packets. Jason, where are your parents? Rachel asked gently, kneeling beside him. He shrugged, eyes downcast. Mom left a few days ago. She said she'd be back, but she forgot. Rachel's throat tightened. And Dad? Jason's grip on his stuffed bear tightened. He's gone too. A long time. Mark exchanged a glance with Rachel, a silent conversation passing between them. What have you been eating, kiddo? Mark asked, his voice carefully neutral. Jason looked embarrassed, pointing toward the pantry. There's cereal, but there's no milk. I drink water from the sink. Rachel swallowed hard. Jason, why did you call 911? The boy shifted on his feet, looking down at his toes. I got scared, and I didn't know who else to call. Rachel smiled, trying to keep her voice steady. You did the right thing, Jason. We're here now. As they waited for social services to arrive, Rachel sat with Jason on the couch, listening to him talk about his favorite cartoons and how he used to have a puppy before it ran away. Mark rummaged through their ambulance kit and handed Jason a granola bar and a bottle of water. The boy tore into the bar like he hadn't eaten in days. You know, Rachel said softly, there are people who can help make sure you're never alone like this again. Jason nodded, but didn't look convinced. Will they take me away? He asked quietly. Rachel hesitated. They'll find you somewhere safe. Jason didn't respond. He just hugged his bear tighter. When the social worker arrived, Jason's eyes filled with quiet panic. The woman knelt in front of him, speaking gently, but Jason's small body tensed with every word. He looked at Rachel, silently pleading for something she couldn't give. Rachel felt her heart crack. You'll be okay, she whispered, placing a hand on his shoulder. I promise. Jason just stared at her with the kind of expression she'd never forget. As they watched the social worker drive away with Jason in the back seat, Rachel exhaled, pressing a hand to her chest. He'll be okay, right? She asked, but it sounded more like she was asking herself. Mark sighed, staring out into the dark. I don't know, Rach. I really don't. Rachel glanced at the empty house, the dark windows staring back like hollow eyes. She knew that, statistically, Jason would be just another case file, passed through the system until he either found a better life or got lost in it. She had seen it too many times before. "Come on," Mark said softly, touching her shoulder. "Let's go." Rachel climbed into the ambulance, stealing one last look at the street where they'd found Jason. She would never forget that call, and she knew, deep down, neither would Jason. The end.